It was good. Was good, people. I am Cool Blue, and down on my other end is
Lady Blue.
this will be another episode of Blue Talk, episode 3. This one doesn't necessarily have a title to it, but is this like a collab, or are we meshing it up, or we?
Well, we're here with our guests, Jaded and Evolving.
No, I mean like so,
You know,
like I just
they're guests on our platform, and then we're going to be guests
on
on
their
their
play. I mean, of course. I didn't know if you had a specific title for it, or anything like that. Just wanted to.
I ain't think that far ahead. I was like, they're confirmed, so that's all.
So yeah, so we have Jaded and Evolving, like they said, really really dope podcast. Please check them out. They helped me get through my AM. I definitely check y'all out between between Instagram and TikTok. I definitely check y'all out and do a little double tap and this, and then I kind of like so off the back we gonna go into one of the funnier ones like. Y'all, and this wasn't even one of your episodes. Those are like the farting joint, like the pooping situation. Can I smoke session? When I tell you, I enjoyed all of that because I related to y'all so much on that episode. I was like, you know what? I do that. A bunch of stuff that y'all said y'all do, I do, and that's crazy that y'all kind of like put that out, and I'm like, I relate. I really relate. But that's neither here nor there. I'll let the ladies explain and introduce themselves. I just wanted to kind of get that off the bat.
Oh, well, we should probably introduce them a little. Oh, well, you did already. Never mind. All right, I got you. Never mind. I was just thinking, like, oh, yeah, they podcasters and influencers.
Okay, cool.
All right, so we have here Jada and the Evolving Podcast. We have Natasha and we have Christian. And they're both like YouTubers, podcasters. They're influencers. They're very technical ladies. And now we'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey, y'all, hey.
Hey, I am Natasha Soul,
I am Christian.
and we're Jaded and Evolving.
Yes, we are. It don't really get no, like, it's so simple. Like,
That's it. I don't know about all the influencer YouTube
right.
stuff. I
we,
just be
we
here.
we just showed up to those
Shooting
parts
the
of our
shit.
life, right?
Okay.
But Natasha and I met last year around this
Around
time,
this time.
and we've been working together on other projects for a long time. Collaborating in the same kind of spaces, but never working together. And decided to stop podcasting separately in order to work on a group project. Natasha is like way well versed in technology and psych. And I have a background in just holistic healing, and I'm currently getting a cannabis certification and marketing. So we've taken our platform to advocate for people who use mushrooms and cannabis and who are on this healing journey that's not aesthetic, right? It's not fun. No. This is not enjoyable. We're actually having a terrible time, but there's growth that comes out of this. So although Jaded, still very much evolving, and I'm just glad I get to do it with my friend.
Yeah, the solo part in life was not it. So we had to flip the script. We said we liked the podcasting, but not by ourselves. Like, what is this?
Because we were every role together, and we realized like her strengths are on the other side of my strengths and spectrum. Like, we just fit so well together. So it's like, if we're gonna make some money, why not?
We pick up where each other's at.
Yeah.
Did you want to start the question, or did you want me to swing it?
Sure, I started.
Boom, bam.
So when you guys, I know you said that you were like, you might as well work together versus separately. But what was it about your relationship that sparked for you two to say, I want to do this with this person? Because it takes a lot to do that, especially as you get older and outside of school and college and things like that.
It wasn't a second thought for us.
I
We
was about
just
to
jumped
say,
into it.
I really think it had a lot to do with the way that our regular conversations went. A lot of the time we would be like, we talk to each other's inner child a lot, which made us very comfortable with each other off rip. So it wasn't any doubt that we could do this together.
Yeah. It like our friendship has a lot to do with, again, like healing. So when we talk, it's not like, yeah, we shoot the shit with our homegirl, but at the same token, we can trust each other with a lot, right? And when you're on a spiritual journey, you need somebody that you can go to vulnerable. Like, you need somebody where when you not feeling it, when you're sad, when you're angry, for whatever reason, right? You need to know that when you talk to a person, they're not going to meet you with judgment. And it's so odd because, like, we've known of each other for so long, but we had, like, one conversation, even the first conversation we had as friends wasn't like so what's your favorite color? It was kind of like, I don't know.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah,
here.
it was like something along the lines of like, where the fuck you been? Almost like that's really how it was.
For real.
Finally.
Right. And when we first like linked, like just hung out with one another, it felt like being with a friend, like we had missed each other from middle school or something, kind of like catching up. And we like feed each other's inner child because the way that Natasha is growing in life are areas of my life that I've kind of already touched on. And where I'm growing in life, she's already touched on that. So we're able to teach each other. Like I always say that our friendship is on two different sides of the spectrum, but that's why it works so well together. Because there's no yes man in our friendship. You know how you meet somebody and the only thing y'all got in common is like when you don't like the same person or you just have the same things in common. Natasha's interests and my interests are so different, but that's what makes us mesh so well because we teach each other so much. So I just, like I said, I'm always telling her, like, I'm very thankful for her. Like, I really appreciate her because I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else.
And same to you.
Friend.
Okay, cool. So outside of what you guys have going on the platform, it's like you like you said, you mesh really well together. And my thing is, outside of that, what's some things that you take away from each other that just really just excites you as far as like your friendship goes? Because it's like because you guys don't necessarily, I won't even say know each, because you know each other, but you
It's so new.
yeah. And it's like, but it's like, I love that about y'all because it's like, it's so many things that you kind of tap into, like just off of that click and knowing. So it's like, what's a big takeaway that you found that for her that's a strength and vice versa?
I feel like for Christian, she is a very this what we doing type person. And I'd be like, all right, well, I guess that's what we doing. So I am a planner, very analytical to an extent. So I have to plan things out a lot. While she's like, yeah, when it comes to things that we're doing together, she's like, no, we're doing this. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Because, like, she'll have a base plan for it. So she's like, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this. She's like, but I don't know when to fit this in. And it's like, let's just go, right? And then we'll make it make sense as we go along. But I think that's the thing that I love so much about Natasha is how analytical she is, because I want to be that analytical, but she doesn't go down the rabbit hole like I go down the rabbit hole. Like, she starts seeing herself spiraling and she'll go, all right. Meanwhile, I'm still going. I'm very much still going down the hole. And she's like, hey, friend, I stopped like maybe like 3 levels ago. Like, what the fuck are you? Get up here. And I'm like, you're right. Let me crawl.
I'm actually taking a nap right now.
Right.
I think that you should come in here with me. I got an extra blanket.
Yeah.
Lay down.
It's the fact that, like, the way that we bring peace to each other. So, like, the peace that I bring, I think, to Natasha's life is this level of vibrance, right? Natasha is a very vibrant individual, but when you think of vibrance, I don't really look at it like a color, more like a material. So, like, when you touch it, when you feel it, when you are able to be, like when you're in it, you know, like it's like a hug. It's very nurturing. It's caring. It's calm. It's sweet. When, like, you get around me, it's like fiery, right? Like, damn, this shit hurt a little bit. Like, ow.
She's the club.
Yes.
She's the first shot
at the club. Like, I'm ready. Like, I come into a room, like, what we doing? And she walk into the room, she's like, okay, what are we doing?
I'm the blanket when you taking that nap. I'm telling you. It's just like, all right, we chilling.
Everything is a spectrum with us. It is. It's like she over here and I'm over here, but we're gonna get you here.
Yeah.
We got you in the middle.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out who takes what.
Finagle.
Yeah. And I love that.
For sure.
I love that.
And it's so funny to hear that because you're basically like the cool blue of the relationship with y'all. Because I definitely be like, I just need a moment to organize my thoughts, like before we move on to the next thing. And he be like, no, we got this. Like,
I'm like, what you say? We're going. Organize it on the way.
I call him Matthew Knows. I be like, all right, Matthew Knows. All right.
Oh my gosh.
So, I'm gonna bring it fun because y'all podcast is y'all deal with deep subjects, but it's also very lighthearted, and you know you talking to a close friend. So, what is your favorite toxic trait about each other?
Okay.
I figured y'all would enjoy that question. I thought y'all. I was like, I feel like they would like this question for whatever reason.
My favorite toxic trait about her is that although we have a great sober time, we do not have to have a great sober
Over
time.
time, no, yeah.
We gonna have something in our system when we're chilling. So I think that's toxic.
It
but it's
is.
like, are you sure that's what we do?
Yeah, and I'm like she'll come over the house. She's like, we don't have to smoke, and I'm like, what are you
No, what do
talking
you
about? Like,
mean?
I've already rolled like every joint. What are you?
and then I'm over here like packing the bong, like you right.
right.
Like she's turning around, and I'm like, I got the bong out, like all right.
I'm
cool.
like,
we good.
like, let's do it. I think I can appreciate how judgmental she can be sometimes about things, because like I'll feel bad for feeling a certain type of way, and she's like, no. Very valid.
That
Like
shit was
it'll be
ghetto.
something where I'm like, I really wasn't feeling it. You know, like customer, she's like,
No,
that shit was
absolutely.
ghetto.
It
You have
was
every,
ghetto.
you have every
I
right,
don't like
friend.
it.
And I'm like, all right, because I felt like I was tripping. She's like, no, I just didn't say anything. Because I'll get in the car and I'm like, maybe I don't want to come back here. She's like, well, now that you said something, I agree. And it, we are able to kind of like take from that. She was like, I wasn't gonna say nothing, and I was like,
It's the Libra.
I like it.
It's like, I'm not gonna say nothing until you say something.
But when
I
she
feel
does say it, it's kind of like you know how when you go out to eat, right? Because y'all are a couple. When you go out to eat and like his food is nasty and you'll say something about it, that's how she is with me. Like I could say something, but she's already on it, and she's okay
like,
with
"That
being
don't
like,
look good."
she's like, this is disgusting. She said it's take it back, and they're like, but ma'am, she's like, I said take it back. And then when it's gone, she's like, because why would they bring that out to you? And I'm like, I was gonna say something, but and then she's like, no, because why would you eat that? And I'm like, you're right. Yes. I really appreciate that about having somebody who I will advocate for myself, but it feels really good for somebody to be like, take the shit, bro. I love it.
But see, I'm go with the flow.
Okay. No,
So it's
I'm
like,
not.
so it's like for me, I'm kind of like, all right. Well, I mean, like it's not good, but it's not the nastiest thing I ever.
And she'll read that energy from me, but she doesn't allow me to settle either. So
I don't
she's
like
just like,
her feeling uncomfortable.
so she's anytime I'm just kind of like picking it, she's like, you don't like it, do you? And I'm like, no, but I'll deal with. No, you're not going to deal with it. We're going to send it back. Yes, ma'am.
You want to try this while we're waiting? Mm-hmm.
So
Mine
that's
tastes
what it
pretty
is.
good.
So, what do you guys have going into 2024? I mean, I don't try to go too far ahead, but like going into 2024, content wise, is there anything that you guys would like to tell folks about, or you just want people to be surprised when it comes to like new content that you guys have going into?
I think with our project being fairly new, we started Jaded and Evolving in July. So I think that seeing the trajectory from this, because it's already going so well, I think that that's what I'm more so anticipating. I think the thing that I'm most excited about, though, is some type of advocacy, right?
Yes.
So we do a lot with cannabis. We do a lot with just like drugs in general, because people need to be educated. Not everything is bad. So I think the education part of that and getting into that where we can get behind the cause and teach people. You know, there's a lot of people incarcerated right now for something as simple as what you can go pick up at a dispensary, you know, and pay your 9% tax for it. And I don't like to be so serious about the matter, because if I care about something, I'll start to care about it too deep. So to be able to kind of have an impact and still entertain is something that's important. So like we did Afros and Audio this year, but we brought a certain type of entertainment to the interviews. We want to be able to travel and go to different rallies and different things and interview these people, but bring some type of lighthearted feel to showing up at the rally. So like, yeah, we talking about, you know, exoneration and getting these things rescheduled, descheduled. But I also want to ask you, like, you know, what's your favorite munchie? To take your mind off of that for a second, or, you know, favorite thing to do when you high, your least favorite thing to do when you're high, those type of things, because you have to bring people back from that reality for a second. And I think that's what Jaded and Evolving does. We call it the #1 self-care podcast because it is. It's something that you could pop on, sit down, and just feel good about.
Yeah.
You know, even in the midst of not feeling good, you're going to leave with a laugh.
I think that was the reason why I asked you about your content, just for the simple fact that like because it's such a feel good type of thing, it's like organized chaos.
Yeah, and that's what we love about it. We are organized chaos.
Absolutely.
We both have, well, Natasha has diagnosed ADHD, and she is telling me, like, friend, you got it. And I'm like, I don't deny that at all. Like, I know for sure. I just don't have a diagnosis. So it's also,
it's TikToks. I be like, oh.
so it's that, it's that as well. It's bringing knowledge to that and being comfortable in that and talking about that and not feeling so ashamed about that, because there's a lot that comes with having ADHD, the learning curve with a lot of things. It's not normal. So to have somebody who is very secure in that diagnosis and to say, like, I learn differently than everybody else, she teaches me that too. So, there's another something that we're also looking forward to educating people about is more black women than have ADHD, and we want to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Really, in women in general.
Right. Let's get in a room and like all have ADHD together. Like, let's have some organized chaos at an event and like kick it. But at the same token, when you leave, don't feel bad that we probably didn't get much done when we were in there. We had a good fucking
That
time
was
while
the
you were
point.
here. That's the point,
Yeah.
So that's a lot of what we're trying to do. We're trying to tour and we're trying to educate and enlighten and have fun and just kind of be the spokesperson for the people who don't want to speak. Like that's what we're here for.
I think that's the best part about y'all podcast, to be completely honest, because it's like you said, like, even if it's not, everything doesn't have to be a learning curve.
Right.
So the fact that y'all just go in and it's like, I'm here in the moment, and it's like, this is what you're getting today. You might not get this tomorrow, but this is what you're getting today. And I think just giving y'all flowers, I think that's the beauty of y'all podcast to me.
Thank you.
In general. So I don't want to take over because I know how.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask y'all, which is kind of on the deep end, but what is it that you want podcasting to teach you, especially like working with friends and things like that? Like, what is it that you want this experience to teach you?
While podcasting, as of late, even outside of podcasting, I've been learning a lot about community in general, and that's what I want podcasting to show me, because a lot of the times you start something with people and then people start changing on you, and then you're like, dang, I gotta go down this route with somebody else or by myself.
Yeah.
And I really want podcasting to show me, like, we can have like a sense of community with this. Like, I know when money gets involved, people start acting crazy.
Yeah.
That's without a doubt. But I still feel like there's still genuine people out there in the podcasting community that would get together and make sure, I look out for you, you look out for me.
Yeah.
We going to kick it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. I think I'm more so trying to learn the money aspect of podcasting. I know for sure that Jaded and Evolving is something great. And while Natasha does a lot of the tech work, I do a lot of the marketing, and I see how successful her technology skills are. I'm ready to fire my boss. Very much ready to tell them, like, listen, this no longer works for me. I want to do podcasting media work full time with my friend. Like, and that's the thing that I wanted to teach me, because I know that it works, right? Like, in being in social media for as many years as I have, I've gotten a check from a social media platform. Might not have been a huge check because I'm still working, but it was a check nonetheless. And if I believe in something like this, I know that it's going to make us money. So the thing that I wanted to teach me and to show me is, how do I make my friend a millionaire right alongside me? Like, how do we get this money together, and then how do we take that and expand on that, right? So how do we take this money and give it back to the community? How do we take this money and we buy that farmland? How do we take this money and start cultivation in cannabis? How do we take this money and flip it? Like, how do we do this? But how do I do it with my friend? Right? So that I don't have to lose out on community. I don't have to lose out on what it is that I'm doing. But most above all, I don't have to go to work. I get to wake up every morning. I get to kick it with my homegirl. We get to have a good time. Smoke a bunch of weed, go raise our cows and our chickens and shit, and just have a good time. That's what podcasting has to teach me, because then I've done it for nothing. It is a passion project, don't get me wrong. But when you believe in something and you know that it's going to pay your bills one day, you got to hone in on that. So, like, while work is cool, work don't pay for this like it should. Yeah. So, but if this can pay for the work that I'm about to put into it, I'm going to go ahead and put my all into it. And that's really where we are.
1,000%. I believe that wholeheartedly.
It's your turn to ask the question.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
no,
about to say. I was like,
no, like I said, because I went off the deep end for so long, I was like, you know, let me just kind of like let her get like one or two of them in before I get to, you know. But nevertheless, like because y'all are such people of energy, like what's what's a day in the life as far as like because it's like because there's not one set thing that you guys do. Like if you're sitting down, let's just say on a random Tuesday. If you got the day off, you got the day off. Like, what's a day? Like, do you guys just come together? Do you smoke? Do you kind of like? And once you do that, like, it's like, do you guys sit down and kind of like break things down, or is it just kind of like a meet me where I am type?
Organized chaos.
It's an organized chaos.
Yeah, I think for us, a random Tuesday. Well, not even. Maybe we could like break it down like date night wise. Cause like for us that could be like a Friday. So usually we hop off of work and then we'll like determine a time. Most times we just like link up. We'll smoke. We'll eat. Our favorite thing is like Thai food, especially if we're out of town.
Pull the laptops out.
Pull the laptops out and then
Show each other whatever we've been working on throughout the week. Because we're usually like, okay, I'm going to show her this when I finish this or whenever we see each other.
Yeah. Most people think that we talk a lot throughout the day.
No.
We talk for long spurts, throughout the day. But when the conversation is done, we don't have to keep it lingering. Like, so we'll talk and we're not like, so what are you doing now? It's like, okay, we've talked, because I know that I'm going to see her at some point throughout the week. Like we're in business together. So not only do I have to see her, but this is my friend. I look forward to seeing her. So we make time for one another.
I think the reason why I asked is because y'all seem genuinely excited to like show each other like what you have going on next. So it's like me asking about the day in the life isn't necessarily to get into like what your process is. It's just that like, hey, like what is it that excites you? Like that's the reason why I got into content where it's like
it's her. It's really her. Like she makes me feel like I'm doing this for a reason because I was doing it by myself for so long.
Yeah.
So when you have to be the driving force behind being happy about a project that you're working on,
It gets tiring real quick.
because you're marketing, you're the operations manager, you're the one sending the emails, to be able to play to somebody else's strengths and to know that they take it just as serious as you do. I look forward to seeing my friend because I know that when I see her, she's not going to be like, so I don't know what the fuck you did all week, like, but I ain't really do shit. Like every time we get together, she's done something. I just came back from a cruise. She had a whole presentation like, let me show you how we're going to set you up for success next year.
yeah.
What other friend do you know is doing that? Like, she didn't have to do that. She's like, I have a whole Canva presentation. I was like, yay! Like, I'm excited for that.
It's just like with you and tripping.
Yes.
I was just like, oh shit.
She's like,
serious about
she's
that.
like, I have this idea, and I was like, you ain't said shit, and said it, and I literally like typed it out while she was sitting there, and she's like, oh, you was dead serious, like a heart attack. I'm telling you, when you know, and it's different. It's a different feeling behind knowing something and being sure of something. Like when it's in your soul. When we started this, it was on a humble, like literally sitting in the studio, like, we should record an episode. And it was like, right, joking.
Right.
But we did that one episode and we were like,
Yes, this
oh
felt
my
great.
God.
I didn't have a dull moment in it. It kept going. Like, you see some podcasts and they have like dry spells. No, we don't have that. We just keep going. Like, and even if we do, it's like we kind of look at our phones and we're like, oh yeah, that goes into the next topic. Like, we be segueing like.
yeah.
And it's a part of the ADHD. Like, we know when we've gone off a tangent, but one of us is going to be like, damn, we were talking about something. Like, let's bring it back.
It's usually you.
Yeah.
Because I can keep going.
And like, it's be good though. We work where it's like, if she keeps going, I'm just like, we're gonna find a way to like loop this into the conversation. Like, how do we make this happen? You have to play when you're dealing with somebody else creatively. You have to mesh, you have to merge, you have to become harmonious with that energy, because if not, y'all literally gonna start, bumping heads with each other. I would not have done this if I didn't think that I would work well with her. Like,
That's true.
it had to start with a genuine friendship of being like, okay, I can communicate with you. But once I saw how serious she was about it, because she could take the part that wasn't her strong suit off, I was like, fuck, like, we good.
It felt great to
We
not
good.
have to feel drained with doing the podcast anymore. Like, that was the best part. Like, oh shoot, I don't have to be the one on Instagram because I hate Instagram. You post everything.
Yeah.
I'ma edit the whole thing.
She's like, I edited the whole thing. I was like, I got you.
Right. You put the clips up. I'ma edit the whole thing.
Even when that started, we had a whole situation where, because we're plus size, like, we were getting hate comments out of the wazoo. Oh, let's address the elephants in the room and bop, bop, bop. And she was so offended. Like, rightfully
I've
so.
seen it before, but I was just like, you don't even know me,
Exactly.
bro.
But that's
Like,
how I knew y'all was
crazy.
doing something right. Though.
Yeah.
Because it was like
When the haters come in.
but just a simple fact that it was happening so often.
Yeah.
I was
and how
like,
quick it was. It was we were 2 clips in, like, literally.
Yeah.
New Instagram page, 2 clips in, 50 comments that fast. And it was all like, fat hoes, this, that, I know your mother's disappointed. And it was just kind of like, she was texting me like, do you see this? And I was like, girl, I'm on it. I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at his ugly baby. Like, what? Like, I think that's another thing about us, right? Like, and a part of being jaded, I'm going to talk about your kid. I'm going to talk about your granny. I'm going to talk about it. Nobody's
I'm
off
quick
limits.
to tell somebody your mother.
You see what I'm
Like,
saying?
you
That was
come in
me.
my
That was
comments,
me.
yeah.
Because somebody told me the one time, it was like, I hope you get fat cancer and die. I was like, first of all, what is fat
Cancer, right?
Second of all, I was like, your mother. They
Right.
was like, they were appalled. And I was like, but you came to me.
And that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And it's like, she will meet them, like, wanting to meet them with violence. Rightfully so. I'm all for it.
They're like, oh, y'all elephants. I was like, yeah, your mother at the sanctuary with us. What's
You
up?
see what I'm saying? Like, it was like she was ready for a fight. And it's like, I don't even want to have to pull up on you. I'm going to make you write your 13 tapes. Like,
True.
I want this to hurt you internally.
And I'm getting to that point.
yeah, and it's
I'm
a
learning to
growing
back and be
process.
like,
Yeah.
nice.
I can hurt your
Because
feelings. I know how to hurt.
I would
people's
rather hurt your feelings than to hurt your face. You could get me arrested for a lot of things, but if I never put my hands on you, and I think that's a part of, like, being an energy healer, you gotta know when to use your situation for good and when to use it for, like, some fuck shit. And I'm real quick to go this way. So it's like, when all that started happening, I'm just gonna comment back. Like, I'm gonna give it to you. She be IP addresses, like, we could have made a road trip. We was ready to go.
Right.
But I'm just like, friend, like, we don't have to do that. Like, we can do this
I was
right
just
from
like,
this key
yeah, we
on.
don't have to. I'm gonna get somebody else to do it.
And it was so quick. She was like, this is how I know that you're gonna take over the Instagram and I'm gonna handle this. And I was like,
because I can't.
absolutely. And that's how fast we come to agreements. Is clearly this is not working.
Yeah.
Let's do it this way.
That is not, like, but like that, like, for me, like, I was like, I hit her and I was like, it's clicking. It's click. And I mean, maybe I should have dropped in the comments, like, keep fucking going or something like that. Cause it's like, but like, I hit you and I'm like, hey, like nah, like.
You were like, what's going on?
Like-
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Like, we literally said that men should be on birth control. That's all we said. Because they can have more kids. It was a scientific fact. And they were in the comments eating us up. You fat such and such. Da, 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 da. I mean, and she like Kansas City, Missouri, 227. I was like, bro, let's breathe. I'm like, let me just go to his page real quick. I'm like, oh, he got a picture from, like, last week with a fedora on. We just gonna call him cheap, call him broke. Took him flat out. One guy we offended so bad, he came in the messages and was like, I meant no harm. I actually love big women. I don't really know how to, like, approach them. Shout out to you. We call him Young Jesus. It was so quick how he was so quick to apologize because she was in the comments going with this man, and I was just like, it's something internally, like he likes one of us, and that's exactly what it was. He was like, no, I'm like trying to talk to short in the glasses, like it was a whole
Yes.
thing.
And another one actually came on my page, said something after he had commented something ignorant, and I screenshotted it. I was like, this you though?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to be in my DM, in my page, but you what?
And this is what they do.
That's not the type of people I go for.
Fat women on coat. Oh yeah, like after you insulted me in public, I'm going to date you and make you my forever. What?
I don't know why they think that we have low self-esteem like that. Like, that's never the case.
Or like your mama fat. So what you?
And they would get so offended in the comments. They would say things like,
my
"You don't know
gosh.
my mom," and I'm like, "You don't
You
know
don't
us."
know me.
I'm quick to tell somebody they mother fat, like, and
Don't
I'm
bring
waiting for the
granny
day
into
for
it.
somebody to be like, well, my mom died good.
And that-
You shouldn't
when
have
I
came to
tell
my
you-
page.
Oh, the
Like,
diabetes
My-
thing.
That pissed so many people off. What did you say? What did you
I
say?
told these people, I said, y'all worried about my health, but you need to be worrying about getting insulin for your baby cousin down the street. Because I don't have diabetes. I might breathe a little hard when I walk and when I talk, but this health over here is good. You don't know what's wrong with me.
Instagram and YouTube. They were pissed. And it was like they couldn't imagine.
Well, you should worry about your health because when you get older, I'm good, baby girl. You don't know what's going on with me.
We had an answer for everything. That was the part that was tripping people out. They didn't understand. Like, I go to the gym 3 times a week. So it was tripping people out because it got to the point where they were like, there's no way. And then I'm posting like gym videos and I'm lifting, 145, on my back, or I'm bench pressing 290. And they like, oh, she's serious. Like, yes, I'm big, but like I will move some furniture around if I have to. I'm not gonna get to that point. It's literally like I have so much patience with people. I know you're ignorant. I know you are. So it's like I'm not wasting my breath on you. I don't feel like you're a waste of time. I just feel like it's a learning opportunity for a lot of people. People get on social media and they think that they can talk to people any type of way because you're behind a keyboard. You don't understand. I have a screw loose. So it's like I would advise for you to stay on this side, because if she gets a hold of it, it's a wrap. Like, she's like, friend, let's get in the car. We got, full tank of gas, full tires. Like, let's go. And I'm like, we don't have to be this angry. It's an energy.
But I actually wanted to go to that state because they might got some bomb food. So while we're there,
like an ass whooping,
we're gonna meet up with him, and then we're gonna go get some food.
You gotta eat. But that's what it is. It's a lot of like energy reading between the two of us. Like to circle back. It does. It becomes like it's an energy read for us, and it's a lot of understanding when her ups and downs, her highs and lows, my ups and downs, my highs and lows, and being supportive of one another when we get to those spaces, because it's not always, comments. It's sometimes like life situations. There's things we talk about on the pod that we don't go in depth with because it's, it's something that needs to be confidential, but we've had conversations right after the pod, like, why the fuck would you say that? Not like to each other, but like, why would you say that on the pod? And we're going to talk about this right now. I didn't know you were going through that. Yeah. And then and it's like, don't keep that from you, because that could affect us in the long run. Not our friendship, but the way that you show up in yourself. And if I see my friend changing, I need to check with my friend. So like, before we start shows, friend, how are you doing? Like, where's your headspace? And then we go from there. Because sometimes we'll get together and have every intention of recording and never turn the camera on because we have real life things that we got to deal with.
All right, so I want to ask you something. Have you ever thought about doing short film? Just like because it's like you have this funny bone that just instantly click, and I be sitting back and I'm like, oh, she is hilarious as fuck. And I don't think that you necessarily.
She doesn't. And before she even answers that question, I'm so glad you said that because she needs that.
Dry humor on a million,
She needs
bro.
to hear that. She needs to hear that. And I tell her all the time, you have such a gift, right? We're not going to waste it. She's like, I know. And I'm like, but do you know? You got to know.
She be bullying me. Yeah. She be like, I'll pull up on you. So when I stopped my solo pod, I was just like, I should do like audiobooks or something because a lot of people are just like, your voice is so soothing, and I'm just like, kick rocks, please. I've never liked my voice growing up, and now it's like so many people are just like, your voice is so. I'm like, okay, but like the funniness, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just morbid in my head. I don't give a damn.
But I enjoy her so much, and I'm just like,
I said what I said.
Share it with the world. Like, you're funny. I
would do it.
And you're not even funny on purpose. Like, you're funny because that's who you are.
Exactly.
It's like what I said was what I meant.
Yes.
I don't really, I'm not taking it back either.
And I'm just like, be funny. Just be funny. But pull the camera out and be funny.
You with a couple of minute, 30 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, friend. Thank you.
I get on
Thank you.
I get on TikTok every now and then.
It's getting so, and she's doing it way more, but it's just days where I'm like, she gonna post something, and when she finally does, I'm like, it's funny as fuck, like, let's go. I'm passionate behind her passions, right? So I be wanting her to do it because I do it. I've been doing it for years. That's and true. Like I'm to the point where I'm kind of like bored with my shit. So it's like I'm gonna get my friend to this point, and then I'm gonna be like, spread your wings, friend, just be free. But until then, we get the dry humor and like, let's go for it. We're going for it. So that's where we are now. We're getting her in a position where she can go for it.
What are some things that you feel like you would just like touch, like just your like if you could just fly anything off the cliff, like what's something that you feel like you would just kind of like brush on, just like I'm curious in general.
The first thing that popped up in my head was, oh my God, because I told you about it. This lady posted this video, and she's just laying back, like looking up at the wall. And she's just like, sometimes I disassociate during sex. And I'm just like, oh, I do that shit too. And I was like, do you do that? She's like, no, friend. I'm like, there's really something wrong with me. Like, I gotta. So I would just talk about like my quirks, I guess. Like with the ADHD, my mind goes everywhere. Yeah. Like, it's never like you'll say one word. And I'm just like, yeah, like 10 million things behind that. Like, I can talk about. So.
Yeah, you definitely.
I told her ADHD content would go crazy. Like if she would market being a black millennial woman with ADHD.
Dara.
Yes.
Issa Rae, who? Like that's what I'm saying. Like
I was like, especially if you did like random facts, because I love a good random fact. Now, do I remember anything of importance? No. But I could probably tell you how many teeth a crocodile has or something stupid
and
like that.
She
like,
knows shit. She randomly will blurt shit out like that.
Sometimes.
And I'm just like, why? Get the camera. Get it.
yeah. Or when people talk about stuff, you like, no, that's not it. You like, oh, I don't want to interrupt, but okay. I'm going to just do
She does that. Like, she'll know a fact about something. She's like,
I can't.
I was about to pull one
and then
out
we're
too.
getting in the car. She'll be like, I was going to tell him. I'm like, why you didn't tell him? She's like, cause I just was like, it'd be like that.
That's all I want from you in 2024. That's like if you give me like one of those a week, I'm good.
Okay. I'm taking a sabbatical from social media for a couple months, but I got you. I'll work on it. Cause I have a YouTube channel, and I was like writing out like a script, like it's me and my self-conscious, or like just me just talking to myself, and I was just like, these scripts is like top notch. Let me get it together. so yeah, I got you. I will work on that.
I guess we're getting to the end, towards the end. So I'm trying to think. I was so caught up in the conversation and laughing.
No, see, that's what happened to me earlier, and I was like, oh, you was like, next question. I was like,
Are there any other projects that Jade and Evolving wants to do outside of the realm of cannabis and, being so serious? Are there any like fun, silly things that you guys are going to do or introduce to the podcast or
we talked
anything
about some
like
stuff
that?
off camera, but I just wanted to make sure that you wanted to,
I don't know. We play all day, right? I think the
say,
smoke sessions are probably the thing that are like is our comedic thing.
Even though it involves cannabis, it's just like
it's literally a time for us to take nothing serious.
Yeah, just shoot the shit.
I think the other thing, something that we do just like as a habit of ours, is we go to other podcast live shows, right? So I think that that's also probably something we want to highlight. So doing more content around that and just like one big thing that people have this like running joke in their head where they don't know if we're dating or not. They don't know if we're siblings or if we're in a relationship, which I think is hilarious. And we play up on that, right? Because it's something that gets people coming back. That's a marketing tip for anybody. If people want to start being in your business, start playing up on that. So we play up on it sometimes. So you might see like the perspective of something that we do from my perspective, but it'll be like, like I call her Buki. So I'll be like, oh, this is my Buki. Like this is what we did all day. Or it'll be like hanging out with my homegirl, hanging out with my sis. And we just play up on those things. So I think a lot of that next year, as we go to different live shows, as we take those road trips and we travel, it's just kind of like still playing up on these ideations and these just really weird quirks and comments that we get and like how to make them funny. Somebody... I was on tour in Chicago, and somebody said something random on the page, both in the bed in bonnets, and I just grabbed the camera and we just started going off, like just talking about people, like talking about their mamas, calling everybody bald head. And it was just a thing, and I was like, I think this might have to be a thing going forward. Like we find a rude comment, and you find us in the most like uncompromising position, and we're just like going off. Right. So just kind of playing up on that, comedic part of us, because again, we don't want to get to the point where people are only coming to us for that like guru, right, or that. Oh, they're they're talking about like my healing journey. I just feel so connected to them. Don't.
But we also don't want to do things just to go viral
Right.
either. Like
Yeah,
that gets draining so quick. Like, okay, how many times are you gonna talk about?
We hate it so much. Every time something go up, we like, can it stop? She's like, are you getting notifications? Girl, I turned them on. Like,
Yeah, basically, I'm just like, I don't care about Krishan. I don't care about
None of
Blueface. I
it.
don't care about Sukihana. I don't care about none of it. I don't want to talk about it.
we're not on
Do
Twitter.
what makes y'all happy.
We're not on Threads. Like literally,
I'm
I
not on
schedule
anything.
the content and then I get off the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not. Although we love what we do, we really don't take this serious. Like to the point where we're so gung ho about it. We have
Yeah.
our meetings, like we have things that we're scheduled. We're very diligent and disciplined in this, but it's not something where it's the end all be all. And I'm like, we have to do this, and or she's like, we have to do that. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know. So I think a lot of 2024 literally is just trajectory. We are less than a year in, and we have no idea where this is going, but we're excited. Like we know it'll do well. So I think a lot of it is just continuously like doing what we're doing with you guys and in general doing what we do together, but just not getting so caught up in it to the point where we lose fun.
The spark.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Any question that you want to ask us before you go?
Okay, I have a question, right? Because I've known y'all for a while. Right? What is one thing? Because I'm about to be married, and I think I've talked to you about this before. What is one thing that makes marriage, like even though it is something that like grinds your gears, it makes marriage worth it?
Did you want to go first, or did you want me to go first?
I'm gonna let you go first because you're the better speaker. So
I like to see, like, I'm the type of person where as though I'm serious but not serious. So I like the fact that like she could kind of sort of be sleep. Like, so like I fuck with her before she go to bed. so it's like if I know that she's sleepy and she's kind of like on the bed and it's like, oh, I have such a long day tomorrow. I'm like, oh, so do I. What are you doing? And she's like, I'm trying to go to sleep. Now it's 10
something
o'clock.
that could take me 2 minutes to do, he makes a 25-minute process.
But I want to spend that time with her.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the night, it's like I'm getting the authentic version of you, and it's like, and then she's like, shut the fuck up. Oh, I love you too. But it's like, cause it's like I know that that's her though, cause it's like she gonna roll. She's like, and I'm like, you sleep? You okay? You want to watch this movie? No, I don't want to watch this movie. So that to me it's those moments that like make it like worthwhile, where it's like out of everything that we have going on throughout the day, like because people think that we're like super serious all the time. I don't know where we got that from, but like people think that we're super serious all the time, and we're not. Like we'll sit back and we
But
can
the
sit back.
bad part is wild as I talk and as boisterous as I am at events and stuff, I don't understand why people think we so serious. Well, yeah, that's true. Because when business mode Alicia come on, this different. Like,
And she's way more cutthroat than I am.
Yeah. No, like in the first time I met her, right? Like I met her at an event and she walked in, energy so vibrant. Like she got on like the boldest outfit there. Like as far as color scheme is concerned, she got that shit on.
thank you.
And I literally walked over to her like randomly because I'm just there volunteering. I walk over, I'm like, hey, like whatever. I'm like, can I take your picture specifically? Like, can I take your picture? Because she had a camera. She was like trying to get her photos. I was like, can I take a picture? She was like, you sure can. Like, no hesitation. Like, yeah, take this photo. And then I took it, because she the pose queen. She took the pose. She was like, hold on. She fixed it. She was like, no, take this one. And I was like, I enjoyed that. I enjoy somebody who is about their business. It wasn't like oh no, I don't need it. It's fine. She was like, actually stand here for 15 minutes and we're gonna get this shot. So I enjoyed that. So I can see how people think that you are serious because when she in that mode, she's in that mode.
But she'll jump right out of it.
She will. She'll turn, like you could say something and then it'd be just like, ha ha ha, okay, back to business.
Yeah, because I literally could smoke and then just start talking about business. Like, I don't have to separate the two. And I think that's where people get real freaked out about with me. Like, oh, like, because I had somebody play me one time on the phone. We was trying to get him on as a guest. And I called and I had the bubbly personality on, and she was trying to act like no. So I was like, okay, you want business, Alicia? Switch the tone of voice, how I presented everything. She was shook. She couldn't even get it together on the phone. But back to the original thing. My bad, y'all, because I could talk about me all day. I will admit I am vain. That's the Aries in me. But one of my favorite things is a couple of things that I like about marriage. One, the emotion of like, God, I really could kill this man today, but I'm gonna miss him tomorrow. Like, so it's that emotion with it. That that and I always have a friend. Like I felt like when growing up, I didn't really have that many friends, or I always was yearning for friendship. And I have a permanent friend. Like even if romantically we're not clicking and things like that, the friendship is always there.
Which helps the romance. I'm learning that too. Like a lot of the time, you gotta talk to your partner like they're your homie for a second, so they can be like, "Damn, I'm tripping, like for real." And then when you finally do kind of get back in the romantic part, they be like, "Damn, man, I was tripping for real." You're like, "Yeah, I was." It helps. Like I know because we're closer in age. I have older people, and I'm like asking them like, "Is marriage worth it?" And they're like, "Once you get through the communication," I'm like, "Fuck that!" Like, no, give me the nitty gritty. So I was like, I need to ask somebody who is married closer to me, like, is it worth it? Before
It's
I
worth
get
it.
to the bottom of this aisle.
I definitely say don't let the titles or quote unquote because it's marriage get in the way of how your relationship is. If everything is easy breezy now, let it be easy breezy when you get married.
I love to hear that. Thank you for
like
that.
don't feel like, oh, I'm a wife now, so I gotta be this 50s housewife. Like you was trifling before y'all got married, trifling now. Like it is like, and not that you can't approve of change, but it's just you don't have to put that pressure on yourself. Because I found even though I was trying not to have that type of pressure on myself, I was allowing other people to put that on me. Like. Yeah, like because my father and my mother-in-law, like they would call me and they'd be like, "It's Sunday, you not cooking? Like, if you don't cook for your husband, just because it was Sunday, like I know it's the Lord's day, but he all right, like."
But
He took a rest too. Like,
but here's the and I'm like, babe, I didn't tell you to do that.
So
it's
don't
like
listen to your
it's
parents
like, bro, if I didn't say it,
yeah,
what are you tripping about?
yeah.
And now and like so it's like she like because we had this conversation. It's like she was holding herself to standards from like other people, and I'm like, but
Mind you,
I
my parents are both either or their second or third marriage.
Okay.
Why am I listening to y'all? Why?
Right.
and I'm like if I'm not tripping on it, what are you talking about? Like I'm like if I don't say anything about it, it's like if we didn't come to this because it's like I was telling like we had another podcast like we talk every morning when we get up. So it's like we try to give each other 20 to 30 every morning when we get up.
That's a great thing. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's like
It ain't that. You like, bro,
Any
I want to
morning,
be
don't
ugly.
talk to me.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Every morning, stop. Let my ADHD get
She said, hold on.
the gears, then in the car, then we can talk. What are y'all looking forward to for 2024?
me hopping back on my shit.
Come on now.
I feel that.
Come on now.
I done took the whole 2023 off. It was not expected that. And life whipped my ass the last half. And I want to whip his ass back.
she been talking about getting her lick back for like the past like
That's the greatest explanation of getting back on my that I've ever heard in my life. Life with I'm ready to get back in the ring. What you talking about? I'm ready to get back in the fight.
I'm ready to whip my ass back. She got on my nerves.
No, I feel that.
I feel that.
So my wife calls me a floozy. So like I just
Come on. Oh,
You
trumpet.
offer him a good. If he was a female,
You offer him a good time?
yeah, I'm all
I
about a
would
good
be
time.
on
I ain't
all
gonna lie.
types of flights because of him. Like if he was a female, we would
Be flown out.
So if we had a Buffalo Wild Wings and it's a group of people in the corner and it's just us and they say something to me, I'm like, "Ah, you want us over there? Here we come. Get a round of pitchers. Get some beers.
Kenny will invite himself to any.
I invite myself to weddings, funerals, like just yeah.
So
just,
we coming. So you said Friday. I'm gonna be there.
I got you.
yeah. So like that's the reason why she called me a floozy. So
So that's all you trying to do for 2024?
Be a floozy.
it's get flued out.
I'm just trying to be.
I'm just trying to get flued out. I want to be on. I want to be on the opposite side of it. I'm like,
He said I want to be on
wanna-
a yacht.
Somebody
Exactly.
Pay for a couple trips, and it won't be me.
And
boom,
that's on purpose.
boom.
That's on purpose.
And so
All
it
right.
said, so it is done. I say. No.
Speaking of, can we get into that real quick?
Oh, absolutely. What would you?
We get into our final thoughts after that. I'm about to say, but like you was touching on, like, could you touch on your?
author now and merch?
Yes.
Yeah, I revamped Ashe. I think, honest to God, I think this is actually funny. I think I had the same sweatshirt on the last time I was here.
Boom. Yeah.
And that is,
That's all right.
yeah, Ashe means so, right. Ashe means so it is. So it just kind of like seals the deal for things. So, right, if I say that I'm doing something, it's like period, right? Ashe. And I feel like a lot of people don't hone into the autonomy of what it means to accomplish things. So it was creating wearable affirmations for people so that they could always have that with them. Every time you look in the mirror, no matter if it's big or you just kind of got it on the pocket of the hoodie, when you have that hoodie, it should put you in a space of, let me get this shit done.
Yeah.
Right? So that's always been my biggest thing. I have a lot of people who wear them to the gym. I have a lot of people who wear them to just get work done throughout the day. I wear them to encourage myself to show the fuck up on time, right? Thank you. It's a thing for me, right? So Ashe, so it is. It just kind of seals the deal for everything. And I thank y'all for just supporting it and just,
Yeah, most
rocking with it. And everybody who has supported Ashe, order it, right? Wear it, send me the pictures. We've never done a photo shoot for it because y'all are, the promotion. So yes, literally. So like, send me your photos. If you purchase Ashe, send me the photos so that I can post them. I will probably never have a photo shoot for Ashe because I like getting the photos from people live in action, right? I like seeing people at the gym with the hoodie on or just at their computer, whatever it is. Send it to me in real time because that proves to other people that it's working.
I'm doing the chubby boy fits for real, so I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna throw the joint your way as soon as I get it. So
Absolutely, and I appreciate you for it.
I want to be in an Ashe photo shoot.
You know what though? We can Ashe pose it. We can.
Okay.
boom,
Collab. Pose. Yeah.
boom. All right, let's get into these final thoughts. I'm gonna swing it this way and then come back around, ladies first.
All right. So my final thought is, find somebody that you can have fun with and grind it out with. And life ain't that serious because most of us, not even most, all of us, we don't know what we're doing. We don't know.
Final thoughts. If you believe in something, right? If that's something that you're gonna put your 10 toes down that hill, that's really my thing. If I had not started Jaded and Evolving, it probably would have been a thought that I would have regret. You know how people die with regrets and they're like, shit, I should have done something. It's always been a dream to work on a group project. So when we said that we were going to do it, we did it. So stand 10 toes down on everything it is that you believe and lock it in with an Ashe, you feel me? Period.
I get you. You was paying attention to everything. That's why I mean, like, I might be there with you because I look at the TikToks and I'm like,
I really feel like what you said, like, don't live with regrets.
Yeah.
Go at whatever you feel your heart is calling you to do. Don't let yourself be sick one day and be like, damn, I really should have been working on that one thing. Like, no, do that shit. Even if it's like in that moment, like, I'm going to work on this one thing that I've had set my mind on for like 3 years and then let it be what it is. Are you going to come back to it? Maybe.
Right.
But at least you did something with it.
Yeah.
Boom. Mine's usually kind of end out the same. Time is currency. How you spend your time, how you spend your money, how you spend your energy is a reflection of you. Love on yourself, love the people around you, set goals, and be consistent. Boom. And this will be another episode of Blue Talk. I am, of course, Cool Blue, and the lady down on the far end is...
Lady Blair.
And we catch y'all on the next one.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.
The one and only Miss Row of Celebrating Company. Woo, 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 woo. She is a cosmetologist.